Okay, first grade, you are going to be creating this covered wagon for our Western art. This is where Ms. Rucker actually chooses artwork for our Western art show. And your grade level is actually going to do the covered wagon. Now we're just going to be practicing a wagon today. We are not going to be doing our real deal. We're going to just be practicing a wagon, and then we're going to color our picture however you want to. Now Ms. Rucker will have a very specific way you're going to color it when we do our real deal project. But for today, we're just going to practice it. So you will be using pencil to draw out your covered wagon today, but Ms. Rucker is going to use a brown marker because you're not going to be able to see the pencil on my paper. Okay, so you will need your pencil, and you have these little cups today that I'm actually going to let you use just as a guide for your wheels. Everything else you're going to freehand, but just so that we can kind of get we really need our wheels a certain size. So this way, this keeps you from drawing a wheel too big or too small. So you're just going to come, depending on how big you want your wagon, you're going to come to the end of your paper. You don't want it to the very end, but you want to come to the edge of the end of the paper, and you're going to draw a circle. And you're going to do the same thing over here. And you want to make sure the wheels are kind of about the same place in the grass. And you're going to now make sure you hold your little cup pretty tight so it doesn't move. Okay. Now we are actually going to put a circle in the middle. Now we don't need any tracers. We can do this. And then we're going to put another circle inside of that one. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to actually put a circle right near the first circle that you did. We're going to come in just a little bit, and we're just going to add a circle. And that's okay if this circle is not perfect. That's okay. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You want to come in. You want the wheels kind of thin. Those covered wagons, their wheels were kind of thin. Okay, now we're going to do those spokes and those wheels. What you're going to do is you're going to come from the top of that second circle, and you are going to draw two lines just like that, connecting the two circles in the center. We're going to make almost like a T all the way across, but we're going to do a double line. So we're going to go to the bottom, and if you want to turn your paper, you can. We're going to make that T. We want it to go all the way and touch that second circle that we made. Now we're going to put an X through it. Now I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do a double line X. And then I'm going to do this. Just like that, all in between. So you should have something that looks just like this. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to come right up here like we're making a T, but we're doing a double line. I'm going to turn my paper, double line, right up to those circles in the center, right to that outer circle. And now let me do my X. Double line, right in between all of those little lines. Perfect. Now, it's a lot easier to draw a straight line pulling it towards you. So we're going to turn our paper this way, and we're going to connect the two wheels. Now we're just going to pretend like this line goes straight on through, and we're going to add a little bit of a line here, right in front of the wheel, and right here in front of the wheel. Perfect. All right, now we are going to make a slanty line. We want to slant, and that's okay if it comes off the page some, but we're going to actually, we're not going to go straight up. The wagon's actually slanted back, so we're just going to kind of take our line and slant it back, and that's okay if it kind of comes off the page a little, and you're going to go almost to the top, not really to the top. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and that's okay if it kind of comes off the page a little. And if you put your wheels closer together, then you should have some really nice little slanted lines. Perfect. Now I'm going to pull my paper, again, I need to pull a line toward me. I'm going to go just above the wheels, and I'm going to draw a line just above the wheels. See, it's kind of coming together now. All right, I'm going to put some lines. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to put a line right here in the center. Now, I'm not going to go through I'm going to skip my wheel. Don't go through your wheel. You want to skip your wheel. And I'm going to put another one here. I'm going to skip the wheel. And I think I want one more here because those covered wagons had like wood planks on the bottom. So we're just creating those little wood planks. All right, so now I'm going to do a straight line from the center, but not all the way to the top. Now I've got two halves, right? So now I'm going to put a line right in between that half. And I'm going to do the same thing here. All right, so now we are going to connect these, but we're actually going to connect them with a wide U. So you want to curve down, and we're going to do this with every single one. And I'm even going to come back over here and curve down. Those wagons, I think they were made of fabric, and so it almost looked like that. They curved down in the center. Okay, and so that is our covered wagon, but we are going to add a shadow. This part right here, we're going to do the same thing at the bottom. We're just going to make a very small U shape, but we're actually going to be coloring these in with black. This is going to be a shadow. So if you want to add some little bitty tiny wide like rainbow arches at the bottom, this is going to be a shadow. Perfect. And then if you want to add a little more detail, we can add like a barrel on the back of it. You'll just slant back and pull that just like that straight across. You'll do the same thing. You want to slant and pull across right here. And if you want to add lines here, okay, and if you want to add some lines here, and maybe kind of cross it here just to give it a little more detail. You don't have to add this part. And then we are going to add some grass at the bottom. And you have markers today you're going to get to color. And we're just going to add like some little pointy grass. We're going to actually have it sitting in grass. And if you want to color your grass, you can color your grass. You can color your wagon. Now our wagon's going to be yellow. We're going to have a yellow wagon. If you want to do a sky behind there, if you want to put a sun, if you want to create some type of background on the bottom. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you want to practice your wagon again on the back, if you remember the steps and you want to practice it so you get really good to do your real deal, you can absolutely do that. And then you can color it with markers and you get to take these home today. They're yours. Next week we will be doing a practice wagon, and then we're going to do a real deal wagon on the other side and color it. Okay, have fun.